Hello everybody and welcome to another video. I thought I'd just do another haul of the plants that I've bought. I think these are mostly kind of like March until now. So all of the plants I bought previous to this would be on my last haul, which I can link at the top if you want to see. So yeah, these are pretty much all the plants I've bought since then to date. So if I go in order, the first one I've got, this is a wish list plant for me, and I cannot believe that I managed to find this. So those of you who do not know, this is a Miranda silver band, which I've got the Maranta lemon lime, and then I've got the, I don't know the names of them, I don't know why I'm trying to actually name them all. I've got the normal green one, and then the variegated one, and then I've got the one with the red veins as well. This one has been on my wish list for a very long time, as has the No ID cat moustache one, which is quite similar colouring to this, except the veins are, like, there's not the big sort of silvery centre, it's just the veins are silver on that one. But yeah, I've wanted this one for a really long time. I went to a Hillier garden centre over Easter weekend, and they had, I don't know, probably 10 or more of these all hanging from their ceiling in the houseplant section, and the original price was £36, £35.99. And most of them were reduced to £15, which I could not believe that you could get all of this plant. Like, it's absolutely huge. That's it next to me. For £15. So there are some sort of like crispy tips, and some of the plant isn't majorly healthy, like that one. You can see there has got some crisping, but for the most part it's absolutely fine. I don't think the light is great. Hang on. Okay, hopefully that's slightly better light and you can see this plant. But yeah, I'm so pleased with it. I actually didn't buy this, I have to admit. My mum bought it for me for my birthday because I really wanted it, but I'm trying not to spend money at the moment, and I said that I wanted this for absolutely ages, and she said, well, I'll buy it for you as an early birthday present. So that is how I ended up with this one. But yeah, it's huge, and my plan is to take some cuts and get some propagations going, because mainly because I don't have a spot for this plant that's this big. At the moment it's hanging in the bathroom off of the window, and it's just there because I put all my plants in there to isolate them before I bring them in with all my other plants. It does need a clean. I'll probably shower it off. I've pest checked it like thoroughly when I first got it, and I keep pest checking it. I haven't seen anything on it, so I think it's fine. It's been in there for 2 weeks now. I'll probably leave it another week or two just to be definitely on the safe side. But yeah, I'm so pleased with this. I am over the moon to have it in my collection, and yeah, so I will definitely do a video showing you what I do to this plant, how to propagate it, and then hopefully then there'll be an update on that, on potting the propagations up. The actual centre of this plant, which I don't think you're going to be able to see, I'll go into more detail in that video, but the base of some of them have rotted, but they've rooted themselves again, and there is just some bits in here that need just pulling out. I haven't done that yet. I did chop off, this was actually blooming when I first got it, or it just finished blooming. So when I got it, one of the first things I did was cut all the bloomers off, because they'd all finished anyway. But even if they hadn't, I would have cut them off anyway, because I'm thinking that's maybe why this plant isn't looking quite as happy as it could be in terms of the crisping leaves and things, just because obviously it's put a lot of effort into flowering, and the flowers on Maranta aren't really anything special. So yeah, if it tries to bloom again, I will probably cut them off, just until this plant has, I don't know if I'll always do that, but particularly as it's trying to acclimate into a completely different environment, I will chop them off. But it seems pretty happy. There's down here, there's some new growth here, here and here, I think. Hopefully you can see, hopefully that's focusing, I can't see. But yeah, there is some new growth here and there. So yeah, that's that one. The next plant I got, you have already seen if you watched the video. I'll put this down. Is this one, which is my Philodendrin Colombia, SP Colombia, or El Guapo, I think is how you say. Nothing really to report. I am looking at it regularly to pest check it and see if there's any root growth. There isn't at the moment, but I haven't had this very long. I think I got it last week. So yeah, there's not much going on, but it hasn't declined in any way since I brought it into my collection. This leaf is kind of stuck, and I've been trying to avoid messing about with it because yeah, it usually ends up worse, doesn't it, when you start faffing about with plants. But if you can see, it is actually looking really quite stuck now, and it's doing that thing where I think if I leave it too much longer it's going to start damaging the leaf. So I'm gonna just try and pull, at least unstick the cataphyll. Let me do this so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so definitely do not advise doing this at home because you are really in danger of damaging the leaf. All I'm doing is basically pulling the cataphyll open and pushing so that it unsticks. It is got a tiny bit of damage on it up there, if you can see. That's just from shipping. Yeah, I'm actually just going to pull that all the way down. I didn't actually want that to snap because now the juice is going to go on the leaf, which could burn it, so that wasn't actually my intention. But now it's happened, I'm going to try and pull it down even further so that it isn't touching the leaf, and also try and be really careful not to damage the leaf. I think I might leave it there, because if I do too much more, I'm saying that and then I'm carrying on. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. So I've got that off, which has basically meant that this is now free and will stop doing that, and that this leaf can now unfurl. Again, I shouldn't be doing this, but I just want to make sure it's not stuck. Some people get a like wet cotton bud, I think in America you call it a Q-tip, and do it that way, which would probably be more sensible and less likely to damage the plant, but I haven't. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to stop fiddling about with it, but that is the new leaf. Hopefully it's actually going to be happier now that I have done that. Okay, I need to put it down, so I'm just going to keep fiddling with it. So that's that one. So that's that one. If you didn't watch that video, I got it for, I can't remember if it was 20 or 25. I think it was £25 on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and that included postage, which I thought was quite good for that plant that I've wanted. It's been on my wish list for years, and they don't pop up very often. I know you can get that one, and then you can also get the platinum, the Philodendron SP Colombia Platinum, which I also would like, but that one I think is even harder to come by and is much more expensive. It just is, it's very similar, but it's just got a obviously like a platinum-y sheen to it. It's not really silvery, I don't know how to explain it, but it's very beautiful. So that is also on my wish list, but yeah, one I definitely won't be getting anytime soon. And then the next one is actually it was actually my husband's, but well, he chose it, but I'm assuming he's going to want me to look after it for him. So this is I think it's an Asplenium, and I'm not sure what the type is, but it's the one with the crinkly leaves. It's very, very sweet. My husband's wanted one of these for ages, and they had them in Lidl for £3.99. And I said if he wants one, then get it, and I will look after it for him, because I generally don't look after his plants for him. If he wants a plant, and I don't want the plant, I'm not looking after it for him. Which I know other YouTubers have spoken about this as well, because I think it's pretty normal for partners to assume that you will look after all the plants in the house. But I have a lot of plants to take care of, so I feel like he should look after his plants. But he has wanted this for ages, and he knows that ferns are quite tricky, so I did say I will look after this one. So now I'm really hoping I'm not going to kill it, because obviously ferns are quite tricky. I really like Aspleniums, and I've had a couple and I have killed them, but I haven't had them in this house, and I'm doing better with ferns in this house. I've got an asparagus fern that I haven't killed yet, and I've killed 4 of those before, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's got some new growth coming through in the centre. I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but it does. Kind of squeaky as well, which always makes me laugh. But yeah, just a little, it's got this, I think it's just the compost that's got all over the leaves. I will be repotting this because I haven't repotted from what it's come in from Lidl. Did that make sense? I've left it in the substrate that we bought it in, and it's that very like squidgy, soft cocoa, I think it's cocoa coir, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't like to keep plants in this, so I will be swapping out for my mix, but I'm going to give it a minute. We only bought this on Saturday and it's now Tuesday, so I've only had it a few days, so I will leave it to acclimate before I start messing about with it. That's that one, and then the other 2 I'll show you at the same time because they're the same. They are also ones that we bought from Lidl. Now, I think this is one of the ones, if you saw the video that I've just put out, it's probably the last video I put out, I said that I've been making plant labels for my plants so that I can remember their names. So this is a clusia, I think, clusia rosea. And I really like these. They're kind of, like, I can see why some people would say that they're a bit boring, because they're just, there's not much to them. They've got thick, sort of paddly leaves with they're completely smooth. But I really like them. I just think they are a nice addition. They're kind of like structural. I can't wait for this to get big, and I can just see it like filling a corner in really nicely. I did have some cuttings of these last year, and I had no idea what they were. I had to do quite a bit of research to figure out, because the ones like the leaves on them were like this big. And I knew that I had seen one at the Eden Project, but other than that I'd never seen one before. And like, I used to work in a garden centre, and I go to a lot of garden centres, and I just don't see these around. I don't think I've ever seen one. I don't think they're particularly rare, I just think they're not very common for whatever reason. But yeah, I was so excited when I saw them. Again, these 2 were £3.99 each as well. So I thought I was just going to grab them. I was going to get one, and then I really want to experiment with propagating, because that's what happened with the cuttings. I had, I don't know, 5 maybe, and basically they all died. I tried them in multiple different substrates, and then they just kept rotting, and I couldn't work them out, and it was, I don't like it when I can't figure out the issue. So I basically bought one for me, which I think is going to be that one, because it's got an extra growth point. This one just has like the main stem here. Let me show you this side. Is that easier? It has this main stem and then it has these two side stems here, whereas this one has the same thing, the main stem, these two side stems, and then it also has this one at the back. It's just got slightly more growth on it, so I think I'm going to keep this one for me. And I'm going to chop that one, and that might encourage it to send some more shoots out anyway. So that's the plan with those, but I just think they're really sweet little plants. Yeah, they kind of remind me of a crassula, but like obviously it's completely different. I don't know what it is about them, but I just really like them. And from the research I did when I got the cuttings last year, they're really easy, and apparently they're easy to propagate, which I think is what annoyed me so much that I couldn't do it. So yeah, I'm basically going to have another go at that, and then also just enjoy this one. Sorry, the leaf, for some reason where the new leaves have come through, like this one, I've just had to like literally pull them apart. Can you see here? They come out and they're like totally stuck together, and I've literally had to just peel them apart like that. And this one's done it as well, and this, I don't know why that is. Just kind of unstick them. I've never known that to happen before. Anyway, so yeah, same thing as the fern. I haven't repotted them. We bought them all together on Saturday, sorry. But I did see, I was having a feel around in one of the pots earlier, and this one, you can see that it's got one of those annoying, what do you call them, like plug things, the horrible material, I don't know what you call it. I can actually pull some of it off now, but maybe I should just leave it. I'm doing it, right, that stuff. And I think it is the biodegradable stuff because it's ripping really quite easily, but I still would like it to not be on there. So I would be repotting anyway, but even if I wasn't, I would definitely repot now I've seen that, because it can just hinder the root growth. So at some point I will be repotting all of those, but as I say, I'm going to leave it another couple of weeks so they've completely acclimated. I have looked at them every time I go in the bathroom. I look at them pretty much for pests. I haven't cleaned them yet, I do need to do that, but I can't see any pests on them. I've never had any trouble with the plants I bought from Lidl, because they do have quite a few plants in there. I got a really nice big Calathea zebrina, which I have got here. One of these, which I shouldn't be touching this after I've just touched the new plants, but I'm fairly certain they don't have pests. One of those, but it was, I mean, mine's tiny and I was going to get one for myself, but I've got this one, and I managed to convince myself that I didn't need a huge one. This one will grow, and I don't have anywhere to put a huge one, so it's definitely the right decision not to get one for myself. But I did buy one as a present for somebody, and it's probably, I mean, I'm sat on the floor, it's probably about that big. And I think it was £7.99. It's just like the prices in there are crazy. And £3.99 for a plant in a 1 litre pot in a garden centre. Even for like a pothos or something, you're going to be paying probably £8.99 at least. So I thought that they were really good prices. They look really healthy as well. I mean, I don't think they keep them in the shop for very long. I think it's like they come in, then usually if I ever go in there and I think, oh, if that's still there next time I'll get it, it never is. So they don't hang about for too long. But yeah, that's my little haul. So I've got, what have I got, 5 plants in total. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'll keep you updated on all of them. Probably the next one you'll see will be the Miranda, because that's the one I've had the longest, and that's the one that I think probably needs something doing to it more than any of the others. The soil it's in doesn't look great, and it's got all that mouldy stuff around the top, so as soon as I'm happy that that's pest free, I will be taking it out of the pot, giving it a good chop, doing some propagating, and then keeping you updated on the props and the mother plants. But that's all for this video, so thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, then please like the video, it would mean a lot, and if you could subscribe to my channel, it would be much appreciated. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!